What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sim Gaming Expo. My name's Brian Sawyer. We got Josh Mertz here with me, and we're back for the Heusinkveld Sprint Cup. Got 15 drivers here, all invited to be here. Gonna list them off. I don't know the order they're sitting in this time, but we got John Dwayne, Matt Malone, John Miller, Logan Frey, Kyle Genske, Richard Dempsey, Zach Blaze, Trevor Ewart, Wes Spence, Michael Pacheco, Mark Cohn, Timothy Rosenfeld, Trevor Huff, Wayne Grennan, and Eric Nixon. These guys are going to compete over the next 2 days in 4 races. We're kicking it off today at VIR. Josh, how you feeling about this one?
The Mazda Miata at VIR is going to be a brawl. It's going to be a great time. VIR, 3.27 miles, 20 turns. You have a giant long back straightaway into a tight downhill chicane, Brian. It's going to be a spectacle, is all I'll say.
Exactly. These guys are just finishing up qualifying now. We've got about a few minutes left, maybe 1 or 2 here, and then we're going to hit a 5-minute qualify, and then we got a 20-minute race.
Right now, ending practice, Brian, we've got John Dwayne at a 2-minute 7.262. Matt Malone at a 2-minute 7.722, so half a second roughly between them. And John Miller at a 2-minute 8.0 as we end practice and head to qualifying. 5 minutes.
You like VIR, Josh?
I've raced it probably like 3 times, but it's a wonderful circuit to watch cars go on, and we're gonna watch. I would say basically Daytona bump drafting down the back straightaway. It's gonna be something else. So just awaiting the end of practice. I head to qualifying now.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun to watch. The blind crests aren't exactly super fun to drive over, but we're getting ready to kick it off.
As we begin qualifying, let's see who the first car on track is. As we reset and everyone gets ready. Logan Frey, car number 49, first car on track. The Mazda Miata always puts on a good show, Brian. Not normally, I don't think it tracks this big. So it's going to be interesting with 2-minute laps. We're going to get like 10 laps.
Yeah, and everybody's racing out of the pit lane all at once here.
We figured qualifying's 5 minutes. You go 2 minutes to begin your lap. You only get 1 or 2 laps, so you cannot make a single mistake. We got a car, speaking of mistakes, it's Matt Malone. In turn number 1, the horseshoe, looping it. And car number 1, not off to a good start in qualifying.
One other car off the track, wasn't sure who that is. I see 2 more cars going wide into the dirt.
So a couple cars slow to exit the pit lane. Mark Cohn, Travis Ewart. They've got John Miller, the first car. Right behind him, Logan Frey, as we head up the S's, 7, 8, 9, and into turn 10, South Bend. Brian, I reckon these cars are basically full throttle through this entire S's section.
100%, Josh. You're holding the pedal down, and you just turn the wheel left and right. You're going up that hill, no problem.
That's through turn 11, turn 12, where the oak tree used to stand, the famous oak tree at VIR. No more, unfortunately. And John Miller is just going to let Logan Frey by, and it's going to be an interesting game here in qualifying, Brian, because the slipstream, with you being flat-footed through the S's, through the back straightaway, the slipstream, the toe is going to be very important.
Yeah, you can see some of the drivers utilizing that just during this qualifying. It looks like John Dwayne and Trevor Huff here getting a little bit of bump traffic. Trevor Huff's in the back, 2 cars here trying to keep it together. Just use those 2 cars. It's a little bit of a wind break.
It's going to be a tricky game to play with the bump drafting, because if you get a 0x or a 1x contact from the sim, it's going to invalidate your lap. So how far is too far? Finding the limit as Logan Frey begins the qualifying run. Right behind him, John Miller. John Dewayne and Kyle Genske are tandem drafting down the front straightaway at a whopping 115 miles an hour. Trevor Huff, Richard Dempsey, everybody on track as we begin the first qualifying laps here at VIR. Through turn 3 NASCAR bend and turn 4 left hook.
Josh, we're getting our first set of timing coming through on our live timing here. Looks like Richard Dempsey 2 minutes 13 seconds. Eric Nixon 2:14. Michael Pacheco 2:14.5. Wes Spence 2:14.6. John Miller 2:15.1. Logan Frey dropped to 2:15.5. And we're going to see the next few sets of drivers coming through over the line, getting their lap times in.
And the lap times are going to improve, obviously, because
it's like Mark Cohn might be the next over the line.
Start-finish line is past the pit exit. So let's try and
Mark
see.
Cohen with a 2:16.972. Over the line next is Timothy Travis at work.
Lap didn't count. So he's on his third lap, and the first two did not count. And Logan Frey's on his second lap, 2 minute 15.596. We'll be right on board Matt Malone in car number 1. Up the hill to South Bend, blind corner. You're hoping that you don't go too far and end up in the grass. Little counter steer on corner entry for Malone. Really got to manhandle these cars, Brian.
Yeah, you can really slide these cars into a corner. You take it a little slow. It's not exactly the fastest way. You can get this thing. You can get a little off balance. Get a nice little slip angle.
Let's see Logan Frey across the line in car number 49. He's going to be the first of the brigade to end the second qualifying lap. He's currently sitting 6th in the 49, crosses the line, 2 minute 8.7, goes P1. The lap times are beginning to fall, 2 minute 11 for John Miller. John Dewayne, 2 minute 7.9, 2 minute 7.2 for Richard Dempsey. He goes P1. Genske, 2 minute 8.1, he goes P4. Wes Spence to P3, 2 minute 7.9, 907 because Michael Pico, 2 minute 7.903 to second quickest. As the checkered flag falls, flying laps will count. And
Josh,
Dempsey,
that group finished, and whole timing tower just flipped its lid.
And that's what's interesting about VIR with the start-finish line right at the pit exit. These guys, I guess their first flying lap was their warm-up lap. And now we see the lap times begin to fall. A couple guys off the road not finishing their laps. As Travis Ewart being focused on now. He will cross the line. 2 minute 8.882. He goes 9th quickest. John Miller will be the next car to finish. These guys can finish their laps. About 2 minutes left until we go towards gridding. And John Miller in 11th right now. John Dewayne in the 4th position. As we ride on board Timothy Rosenfield, currently 7th in the 502.
Most of these cars, Josh, within 2 seconds of each other. So once we get the start going, it's going to be a nice tight pack of racing for at least the first few laps. VIR being 2 minute laps, we're only going to have a few.
Yeah, right around under 10 laps, right around there. Not a lot of time to get things done. And the Mazdas always put on a great show, no matter what track they run on. As we still look at Rosenfield, his fastest lap was a 2 minute 8.7. As he comes down the hill through Hogpen. Miller goes to 5th. Dewayne crosses the line. He's in 4th. Wes Spence in 3rd. And Rosenfield will cross the line, currently in 8th. Will he improve? 2 minute 8.303. And he improves to 7th. Last lap that counted, Brian. Look at the timing for him.
Yeah.
Begin to grid here at VIR. Richard Dempsey and Michael Pico on the front row of the grid. Wes Spence and John Dewayne on the second row. John Miller and Kyle Genske on the third row. We've got Timothy Rosenfield and Zach Blaze, 7th and 8th. Logan Frey and Eric Nixon on the 5th row of the grid. Row 6, Travis Ewert and Mark Cohn. Row 7, Wayne Greenon and Matt Malone, who did not set a lap time, nor did Trevor Huff, 15th and last shotgun on the field at VIR. And this will be a standing start down to turn number 1 as we await everybody to grid up. 20 minutes, 15 cars. It's going to be a lot of fun here at VIR. We go green for the first Heusinkveld Sprint Cup. Off the line, Dempsey got a great jump. Compared to Pico, he files in behind Dempsey, Spence, Dewayne, and Genske. Single file. One car looking drivers left. It's Zach Blaze. Into turn 1, locking up the brakes is Dewayne, nearly into the back of Spence. Side by side.
Getting a message from race
Miller.
control, Josh. Dempsey got a jump start penalty.
And that's the pole sitter. And that's going to be a post-race penalty for the 69. So he just has to hope that everybody else has some issues, just like Michael Pico, nearly off the road, nearly spun it in the 42, sawing at the wheel, battling Wes Spence through turn 4 left hook, and now we go through the snake and up the hill the S's for the first time at VIR. And John Miller in the middle of the field. John Dewayne 3 wide. Zach Blaze looks drivers leftward, 3 wide into the S's. No way that worked, it did! And John Dewayne got the 2-for-1 special in the worst of ways, mid-pack. As Trevor Huff had some issues in the back of the field, he is in 15th.
Yeah, he hit the curve a little
down
too
the hill
hard.
to Oak Tree for the first time, Brian.
Going into this turn, multiple cars wide, Josh. It's not exactly fun from my perspective. I mean, they're having a good time. I don't want to be the one doing it, though.
Down the backstretch for the first time. And like we mentioned earlier on, we're going to see some tandem drafting, just like Les Spence and Kyle Genske, utilizing the bump draft like it's Daytona, closing in on Michael Pico, but you have nowhere to go. Down the hill to roller coaster, 14 and 14A. Wes Spence, his car complaining under braking, but he made the corner. And everybody minding their own business through the first lap, it looks like. At the end of the first lap, Brian, on the road, Richard Dempsey leads, but he has that pending penalty for the jump start.
I don't think we're able to see what kind of penalty that is. If it's a drive-through or it's just a straight-time penalty at the end of the race.
As Miller and Frey, 8th, 7th, and 8th, the 49 and the 11. Logan Frey made the position up. Matt Malone trying to sneak his way through the field as well. Wes Spence trying to make a move on Kyle Genske. Genske all crossed up corner entry. Kept it on the straight and narrow. Blaze looks to the inside now. Battle for the 4th position. And will we see another side-by-side event through the S's?
It
Blaze
looks like we
over
will.
the curb, takes the spot. And here comes Dewayne. Surging up the S's. He'll get by Spence. Will he have the momentum to close in on Zach Blaze? 115 miles an hour, foot to the floor, hoping that you could go any faster. And Logan Frey joining the party as well. Contact mid-corner and into South Bend. Still side by side, Spence and Frey. As John Miller looks to the inside on Frey. That's what I was saying earlier, Brian. These Miatas, you're not going to be able to get away from each other. It's going to be madness all race.
Yeah, you start to get away, and then the other cars just use you. They just use you, catch up. Not quite sure what happened to Wes Spence on that lap. He had, I think, 4 cars just go right by him through the S's. They all started using each other, and he just got kind of hung out to dry there.
As Travis Ewart, Timothy Heusinkveld in the back of the field made a little bit of contact. No harm done as we snake our way down the roller coaster through Hog Pen, 1717A, and then on to the front straightaway. I want to give a shout out to Whiplash SimCams giving us these camera angles. Wonderful work, Andrew Cardinale and team. And Dempsey pits, so it looks like a drive-through penalty for our pole sitter. And he will not lead the race anymore. An agonizing 37 miles an hour down the pit lane, Brian.
Checo and Gansky are just glued to each other entering that turn. It separated a little bit there, but right along the straightaway, just bumper to bumper.
Logan Frey, John Miller, Matt Malone, deep on the brakes. No contact. What a run through the corner for car number 1, though. He gets by the 11 of Miller and gets by Frey. And move Matt Malone to 6th.
Excellent run for starting, what, 15th?
Yes, he did not set a qualifying lap. 14th, I do believe, in car number 1, up to the 6th position. Great run so far. And now he sets his sights on Wes Spence. And you mentioned that Wes Spence, whatever issue he had, he dropped a couple of places earlier on, 4 places in 1 lap. It has not been a good time for car number 16. And I'll tell you what, though, with Dempsey pitting, Brian, we have a battle for the lead. Pico and Genski through Oak Tree Corner. Zach Lace looking as well, and this is going to be who has the slipstream at the right time, as they're going to stay glued together for the remaining 14 minutes.
Yeah, we got 2 little tandem groups there. First, second, third, and fourth, just both glued together. Third and fourth going to be working together to try and catch that first group.
As 120 miles an hour with the drafting, 123 at the end of the straightaway. And Pico leads Genski. Blaze is there, Dwayne is there, and Wes Spence and Matt Malone battling 5th and 6th. So now it's going to be a 4-car battle. I would say at the top of the S's here next time around. Right on board Matt Malone. Slipstreaming Wes Spence, gaining 110, looking drivers right, even side by side with him. Here comes Logan Frey, says thank you very much. I'm going to utilize the slipstream and down to turn number 1, move Malone to 5th. Frey wants to take it as well, and Spence loses another 2 places. And now losing a place to John Miller. They touch on the straightaway, heading to turn number 3. Miller tries the over-under. Battle for the lead, still getting good. And I reckon Malone and Frey at this point could probably join up in this party as well.
Yeah, if they work together, they're going to catch them in no time. They're working their sides. They're just right down the road.
Looking at lap times, 2-minute 8.2 for Gansky, 2-minute 6.9 for Blaze. They are a second a lap faster with this slipstream as we ride on board Ewart in the back of the field. Everyone utilizing the slipstream here. If we could take a look up front, Dustin, because there are 4 cars battling for this lead. Blaze on the outside, trying to make the move. Genski hit the curb, washed out side by side for the lead. Over the curb, into the grass goes Blaze. He loses the spot to Dwayne. Now we've got 2 two-car tandems down the back straightaway.
Great recovery though. That could have been an instant spin.
Catastrophic.
He caught that car great.
And now, arguably, he's in the best spot. Dwayne looks driver's left. Blaze is going to have 3 cars to slipstream. Down the back straightaway to roller coaster. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Dwayne has the run. Tries to take the second spot. Gets it by Genski. And Pico's in a tough spot. Positions it middle of the road, mid-corner. And he's just sitting duck, Brian. He doesn't have the slipstream. These guys are just going to fly by him.
Yeah, we've seen a few cars do that in that corner. They just slide out a little bit wide. And once they do that, if they got a car in their draft, that car is definitely taking them on the pass.
And we end lap number 4. 11 and a half minutes left to go. Genski now all over the rear bumper of car number 42. And just an update in the back of the field. Everyone really minding their own business. Logan Frey closing in on Matt Malone. And Mazda Miata, these cars are one of the rookie cars on iRacing. When you join up and you have your subscription and all the base content, such a fun car to drive, to learn to drive the sim. And these guys proving it here. Genski going wide and then some onto the grass. Pico a little bit over Siri on corner entry. And I think Genski will get him top of the hill here. Gap is nothing, a 1/10 of a second technically, as we go under the bridge and up through the S's. Malone has closed on Zach Blaze in the 1 to car number 4. So the man who started 14th without a qualifying lap, working his way into a 4th position, closes the door, makes it stick.
You think he could go all the way, Josh? He's right there.
Especially with this slipstream, yeah. You're a second a lap faster because you have the 3 straightaways to gain on your competitors. Fascinating to watch what's happening in car number 1. We were out on board inside. He's 3/10 away from Dwayne, 8/10 off the leader. And Dwayne is gaining on Genski. Genski's all over the back bumper of Pico, not doing anything with it. We get to the end of the back straightaway again. You know I said everyone's minding their own business, Brian? I reckon the top 11 are going to be all over each other. Everyone can win this race.
Okay, we got about 9 minutes left here. 8 minutes left. It's going to be... They're going to catch each other. It's going to get a little bit chaotic.
There's 4 seconds between the top 11, and there's 9 minutes left. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a great time. As Malone now gaining. Blaze looks outside on Malone. Can he get the car to grip? It's so tough to make the move on the outside stick, or at least stay there, to have the better run into the upcoming left-hander. Blaze looking all over the road trying to find something. And Frey sends it. Nothing doing. So now, so far, let's call it a 6-car battle for the lead. Okay. Pico likes this. He's gapped Genski by a couple car lengths. It's now 3/10 of a second. But the freight train is growing in size. It's Michael Pico, Kyle Genski, John Dwayne, Matt Malone, Zach Blaze, Logan Frey, Wes Spence, John Miller, Travis Ewart, and Timothy Rosenfield, the top 10. Blaze looks to driver's left into South Bend, tucks back in line, thought better of it. Pico beginning to defend, more so than usual. Positioning the car mid-corner. John Miller battling with Logan Frey. John Miller made up a spot on Wes Spence. Travis Ewart has closed in as well. It's now 3.2 seconds just to keep everyone updated from 1st to 10th. This is going to get good.
Look at the 1st and 2nd off monitor, Josh. They are good. It is.
We're focused on Ewart and Spence side by side. Like I said, Brian, in the next 9 minutes, I think everyone's going to be tucked in and has a chance to win this race.
Yeah, we're still at about 4 seconds in the top 11, but it's getting down to about 3.8, 3.7. We're condensed.
Genski, huge run. John Dwayne got a huge run. He says, I'm not going to stick behind these two. I want to make something for myself. The door is closing. He's sending it on the grass. Side by side. This gives the opportunity for Genski. These two are not content with sitting behind the race leader. And Matt Malone says, okay, I'm here too. Things are getting good. 7 minutes, just under, here at VIR.
Zach Blaze also peeking his nose in there right at the end. He said, I want a piece of this.
Timothy Rosenfield moves up to 10th. John Dwayne takes the spot. For the moment, here comes Matt Malone, moving to 3rd. Timing's a Christmas tree, lighting up with various colors. Matt Malone, all over the track. He saved it, took the 3rd spot. It's looking good. Can he do a last to first challenge? We shall see.
I don't know, Josh. If I'm Sean or Zach back and 4th and 5th, I kind of want to sit in that spot for a little bit. Maybe another lap or two. These guys up front, they're really pushing for it. You might win off of their mistakes.
How patient is Genski going to be, though, Brian? He's content with just hanging here. It's a 1/10 of a second. No real gap. Matt Malone's just going to interrupt that party, force his way through. And now it is the top, let's call it 9 within 2.5 seconds. Just over 5.5 minutes left to go at VIR. Such a wonderful circuit in the hills of Virginia. And what a venue for this first Heusinkveld Sprint Cup. We got another race just after this one at Sebring, so don't go anywhere. We'll be hanging out doing that race as well. And then 2 more races for this Sprint Cup tomorrow. Culminates with a winner. Get some prizes, some gear.
Giving away beautiful trophies. Beautiful trophies.
And some pedals.
Yeah, Ultimate Plus, some sprints, some handbrakes, some shifters.
Expensive gear, is what I'm hearing. I'm shocked that Genski hasn't made a move yet, but I'm also not. You want to stick behind him as long as you can. Make your move really at the end of the backstretch. What a send for Malone! Thought he was going to do it. And he, side by side, into turn 1.
He's trying.
He says, sorry, I don't want to sit behind you for any longer. Genski's going to have the driver's left preferred line into the corner. If these guys battle for too long, it's going to help Pico get away, but we've seen with the slipstream be a second a lap faster. And Blaze looks to the inside on Frey. Car number 4, car number 49. Here comes John Miller as well. Travis Ewart shoving Wes Spence out of the way. Off the road goes the 16. He's being used up. So now, Pico is running a 2-minute 8.447. Kyle Genski, 2-minute 8.446. Matt Malone, 2-minute 8.443. Equal on lap times.
We just crossed under 4 minutes too, Josh. So we're probably in the last
Frey
2 laps.
and Miller make contact in Oak Tree Corner, Brian. Miller saved it, comes across into Blaze. No contact between them. And every car that has not had an issue is in this lead pack. 11 of the 15 are within 4.2 seconds of the leader. Genski still behind the leader. Here comes Malone, looking drivers left, down the back straightaway, pulling, gaining, taking second. He wants the lead, looking for the lead. Into roller coaster on the grass goes Pico, off the road he goes. Malone to the lead, from last to first. That's the tricky thing, Brian. When you're defending, you have to make moves. He put the right sides on the dirt. Off he went. It's going to be a massive slowdown penalty. He does have a black flag. He'll have to serve it, drop from first to who knows where. And now it's the top 3, Malone, Genski, and Dwayne, with 2.5 minutes, let's call it, left to go. The race for the lead's not over, though.
Genski is trying.
He was minding his own business behind the leader, and here comes Matt Malone steamrolling through. If I'm Genski, I'd be a little upset. I'm minding my own business. I don't know.
Looks like Dwayne's trying to sneak around on the outside.
Force these two into a mistake, just like they did with Pico. Easy to do. Pico, his black flag is clear, so he is relegated to 7th, and he's got Travis Ewart all over the rear bumper of the 42. Up the hill, through the S's again. As Malone sideways on the edge of adhesion in car number 1, holding the lead. Now, Brian, do you think Genski might have been waiting for someone to make a move? Saw Malone do it, now he knows what to do?
Quite possibly. I mean, he's still right there. He just could be waiting for the corner he thinks he can make it at.
Malone weaving like Joseph Newgarden in 2023 at Indianapolis down the backstretch, breaking the slipstream, and here comes Genski, but he stays right behind car number 1. We're going to come to the white flag. Why would you take the lead coming to the white flag when you know that you'll have the slipstream? Matt Malone's going to have to defend for all he's worth on this final lap. All I know is this race is not over. Between really the top three, I would even factor Logan Frey in this, or John Miller if something goes wrong, and all hell breaks loose.
They are all in striking distance.
White flag for Matt Malone at VIR for the opening round of the Heusinkveld Sprint Cup. At the Sim Gaming Expo, we're right on board Kyle Genske, 120 miles an hour. Now he's looking drivers left to make a move into turn one. Here comes Dwayne, here comes Frey. Top five under a blanket, maybe even Zach Blaise as well. Let's call it 6, within a second and a half. As we've got one car around in the back of the field, it's Michael Pico. His race has gone from bad to worse. Take him out of it. Logan Frey trying to take the third spot. Sliding the car, takes the spot. Matt Malone was fully committed sideways. And we got people barging through. Up the S's for the final
breaking
time.
Away just a little bit. They're 7/10 up on the rest of the pack. I think we're down to a 2-horse race, Josh.
Genske's got one last shot. He's been planning this since the start. Mind your business through the South Bend, through Oak Tree, and you have that one last dash through the back straightaway to Roller Coaster. Matt Malone
not making it easy for him.
14th to 1st. No qualifying lap for car number 1. He holds the lead. Kyle Genske has the slipstream. Is Matt Malone a sitting duck? What will he do? Bump drafting down the back straightaway. Genske looks driver's right. If he can hold this, he'll have the run and have the momentum into the final corner. Not giving Malone any room. We're side by side. We're nearly touching. We are touching as we head to the braking zone into Roller Coaster. Malone sends it, closes the door. Here comes Frey. If anything goes wrong, he might actually be out of it. Genske, did he not send it enough? As we head to Hog Pen, turn 17 and 17A for the final time. Matt Malone from last to first, drifting through the final corner. Genske's got the run. He looks driver's left, coming to the line. He has the run. We're side by side. It's Genske. It's Malone. It's going to be Kyle Genske at the line. He's got it to open the Sprint Cup here at the Sim Gaming Expo. What a race. Wow.
All right. I got to go find Genske.
The racing might be virtual, ladies and gentlemen, but the emotions are real, the driving is real, and what a drive from Kyle Genske to open the Heusinkveld Sprint Cup.
Kyle Genske, where are you? Where is
Kyle? Genske wins, Matt
right
Malone.
Here. Kyle,
Brian's finding interviews, he passes
How are
to
you
him.
feeling right now?
That was crazy, man. It was super fun battling Matt there. There he is. Great race.
Matt Malone coming up. Excellent race from you two. You're sweating. You had me grinning from ear to ear over there. You think you can keep it up for the next race?
I sure hope so. It's going to be another really close battle, so we'll see what happens.
All right, awesome. Well, we're going to head off to Sebring here in a minute. Get these guys re-racked going again.
Let's take a look real quick at the results before we take a quick break for Sebring. Kyle Genske wins, Matt Malone by 0.031 of a second. Then it's Logan Frey, John Dwayne, John Miller, Travis Earwart, Zach Blaise, Timothy Rosenfield, Eric Nixon, and Wes Spence. Rounding out the top 10, we've got Richard Dempsey, Trevor Huff, Mark Cohn, Michael Pico, Wayne Grennan, rounding out the field. Guys, I feel like I don't have to say this, but don't go anywhere. In a few minutes, we're going to have round 2 at Sebring. It's going to be a brawl.